From University Stadium on the campus of Hofstra University, it's time for the NSCHSAA Final featuring the Chaminade Flyers and the Kellenberg Firebirds. And a pleasant good morning, everybody. Let's play two. It is the championship bout featuring the top-seeded Chaminade Flyers who come in, Bob Melandro, with only one loss on the season, 21-1. They have been a juggernaut this year. What can you say about Chaminade this year?
Oh, Chaminade, they're loaded as usual. They had 51 kids sign up for tryouts, which I think is a low number. They usually average around 70 or 80 kids. And during tryouts, everybody has 2 weeks. In Chaminade's case, on the other hand, they use the 2 weeks where everybody else is playing scrimmages and non-league games. They're still using them to maybe make final cuts. So the trick is to get them early, because as the season goes on, the team you're going to see today is what you get.
Meanwhile, on the other side, this is the Kellenberg Firebird team that's very scrappy. They lost 2 games to Chaminade this year, 5-0 and 4-0, but they're a team that they feel that they can prove a lot on the field, and it's a Kellenberg team that is always knocking on the door for a championship.
Kellenberg is one of the powerhouses in our Catholic League. I always said it was a black and blue division. They lost 2 close games to Chaminade during the year. They got power pitching. I expect this is going to be a low-scoring series, and it depends on the defense of Kellenberg, I believe.
Pat Miles in his second season. He's going to rely on Brendan McCann, who is getting the start today for the Firebirds, and he will be out in center field. Interesting that he's not going to throw game 1. Of course, this is a 2 of 3 series in this championship bout, but Brendan McCann this year has done it all at the plate.
Brendan McCann, batting average is .333. He had 12 RBIs, 9 stolen bases, power hitter. He's their top pitcher. I understand why they're doing this. Should they not come up in the first game, they got their ace going in the second game to make a third game.
Meanwhile, on the other side, Chaminade, they're going to rely on their captain, Brady Steiner, today. And Steiner, the Marist commit, somebody who has always earned the respect of the rest of his teammates, a quiet leader, but this year, as you see the numbers, Bob, he's been tearing it up. Batting
.310, 12 RBIs, 22 runs scored. He's the captain of the team. He's a natural shortstop. He's a senior, and he's going to Marist College.
So he's someone to keep an eye on for, as both teams are going to be introduced on the field here today, Chaminade and Kellenberg on Varsity Media. So while they get introduced, we will take a quick break and come back with the starting lineups and introductions here at Hofstra.
Firebirds, first and non-starters.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Here, fresh is what we do. From daily made faves like guac to mouth-watering protein like all-natural white meat chicken. Go ahead, crave, customize, and enjoy with your free chips and salsa. Roll all in to Moe's Southwest Grill.
If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Back here at Hofstra, Kellenberg is being introduced. They are the number 3 seed in this tournament, but fighting to face the number 1 seed, Chaminade Flyers. With that, we bring in the third member of our broadcast booth, Yao Bonsu, who can talk about the depth of these Chaminade Flyers.
Number 23, Joe
Chaminade baseball, 17-time Catholic League champions, and yeah, this is a team that has bought into the championship mentality over the years, but it also is a team that develops that just as high of a level. There are 15 seniors on the team, and guess what? All 15 of them are going on to play college baseball, 9 at the Division I level, and while some teams can't even field the JV and varsity squad, Chaminade doesn't have that problem. A whopping 51 players tried out for the varsity squad, an extraordinary number in this era. So when you talk about what are going to be the keys for Chaminade today, it's going to be the same 2 things that has carried them throughout the season, and that is depth and experience. John?
Thank you very much, Yao. And Hondo, I think he hit it on the head. You're going to win baseball games if you pitch and play defense, but just how about the depth of Chaminade this year, too? Like we mentioned, they said it's 51. It was probably closer to 70 or 80 players that tried out. 15 Division I scholarship offers for a very loaded Chaminade team. I mean, let's be frank. I'm sure there's other teams in the New York City area that would love to have the backups for Chaminade on their team.
Chaminade, when they make their cuts in the spring, most of the kids they cut can probably stay on other teams and start. That's the depth they have. They've had it for 40 years with Mike Piankos, who's a legend in the league. Him and Jack Lyons, two tremendous guys. And every year they're there. If they're not in this game, they're in the semifinals. Tremendous program.
Well, there you see Kellenberg being introduced. Let's meet the starting lineup for the Firebirds who come in as they are being introduced on the field. And
batting ninth and playing left field, number 28, Steve Hardyman.
Their starting lineup from... We'll go the batting order. There's a defensive alignment. Paul Napolitano in right field will lead it off. Brendan McCann is in center field batting second. Andrew Koshi, who we could see on the mound in this series, bats third. He's the third baseman starting in Game 1. Ryan Wasserman is the second baseman batting fourth. Batting fifth is Vincent Napolitano. He's the catcher. Peter Murphy at short bats sixth. John Kwiatkowski, Big K, the 6'6" frame. He's also a left-handed pitcher, but he will get the start at first base today. Kenny Hirschfield, the designated hitter, bats eighth, and Stephen Hardiman will be in left field rounding out the order. He bats ninth. So who will they face? The Chaminade Flyers as they get introduced on the field, and let's see their starting lineup in a moment as Chaminade, a team that battled a couple of injuries in the outfield, so this is not their opening day lineup, but either way, they're going to be led by Brady Steinert and the rest of the crew as
Number 12, Anthony
going from
Prinzano.
first to ninth, and it'll be Nick Unganio who will be the right fielder leading it off. Michael Sweeney bats second. He's the third baseman. Brady Steinert is the second baseman batting third. Nolan Noraki is the shortstop batting fourth. Matt Dieguez at first base bats fifth. Evan Boschnagel out in right field. He'll bat sixth. Anthony Lodes, the designated hitter, number 7, batting number 7, with Brian Heckelman, the catcher, batting eighth, and Aiden Katzman out in left field, rounding out the order. And both of these teams are going to go with two quality starters. We'll start with Chaminade and Big John Downing, the Seton Hall commit. What can you say about John Downing that hasn't been said this year? He's been on the varsity squad for 2 years, 8-0 this year. Hasn't lost a game. What makes him so effective?
Well, he's what we call a true ace. He's a commit to Seton Hall. He's got a fastball, slider, changeup. He throws a curve, but it's more like a slurve. He's got to develop that a little more. He's completed 6 out of his starts. He finishes what he starts. His limit is about 105 pitches. And his walk to K rate is 13 and 87 strikeouts. He's pitched 54 innings, and the opposition's hitting .153.
Meanwhile, on the other side for Kellenberg, they're going to go with Ryan Gloop, who is not their number 1 starter, but either way, could be any other team's number 1 starter.
Yeah, I think it's a smart move. They got their ace ready for Game 2. And, they play defense, they're going to hang in there. Chaminade does not beat themselves. You have to beat them. They don't make errors. They play small ball. They hit the ball all over the place. And they rely on pitching and defense like most teams, but they do it to an exceptional level.
Well, we talk about what's on the line for these two teams, and it is a best 2 out of 3. So, of course, if one team wins both games today, then it is over. If not, we will play tomorrow. But how about this, Hondo? Over the last 6 years, it's either been Chaminade or Kellenberg hoisting the championship. Of course, St. John the Baptist won in 2018. But it just always seems to be, if you want to win a championship, you're going to have to either go through the Firebirds or the Flyers.
The last 6 years, it's been like that. Like I said, our league, anybody can beat you. Chaminade lost 1 game this year, 1-0 to a powerhouse St. Anthony's team. Unfortunately, St. Anthony's got beat by Kellenberg in the playoffs, but anybody belongs here in a way. But Chaminade is the cream of the crop, and you got to go through them to win a championship.
So there you see the Chaminade Flyers, 21-1 this year. Their only loss coming to St. Anthony's in May. So those are the Flyers and the Firebirds. We'll step aside when we come back. First pitch on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Ladies and
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effect sets and music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email Jeff at varsitymedia.net.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effect sets and music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email Jeff at varsitymedia.net.
Back here at Hofstra, Pat Miles and Mike Pienkos exchanging the lineup cards. So let's give you the starting lineups for the visiting Kellenberg Firebirds, who I wouldn't exactly call them the visiting team. Their campus is probably, about a mile and a half down the road?
Can walk there.
Exactly. Paul Napolitano will lead it off. He's the shortstop. Brendan McCann is out in center field batting second. Andrew Koshy at third base bats third. The cleanup hitter is Ryan Wasserman. Vincent Napolitano behind the plate bats fifth. Peter Murphy at short. John Big K Kwiatkowski headed to Manhattan is the first baseman. He's a 6'6 southpaw. Could see him in relief over this weekend or early part of the week. Kenny Hirschfield is a designated hitter, and Steve Hardiman rounds out the lineup with Ryan Gloop on the mound. He will be the starter for the Firebirds. And alongside Bob Melandro, I'm John Perez. Both of these teams getting set to go. Umpires talking to both of the head coaches, and I'm always curious, and of course, what as a coach, I want you to put your coach's hat on for Chaminade, a team that obviously has had to deal with some sort of pressure this year, where they've had to play nearly perfect and meet the expectations. What do you think the message Mike Pienkos said to his team was before the game to try and just calm those nerves?
Just relax, play your game, and good things are going to happen. They've been here before. This is a loaded team. When you play Chaminade, you're playing 17, 18-year-old kids. They're all mature kids. If you got juniors on this team, I think there's 3 starting. They got to be tremendous to break through a lineup like this.
Meanwhile, on the other side for Kellenberg, I'd assume the message is simple. Hey, we're in the championship game, and why not us?
Why not? They can do it. They got the pitching. They got throwers. They got good arms. They got a good defense. They got timely hitting. And, of course, why not? They've come to this league. They know what it's about.
And there is the senior John Downing heading to Seton Hall this year. 8-0. He's undefeated in 2 years on the varsity squad with 6 complete games. An ERA of under 1. I mean, these are video game-like numbers. 13 walks, 87 strikeouts. Not a lot of left-handers in this league, but he's got the stuff to match.
He's the horse. He's the top pitcher, probably pitcher of the year here. To beat him, you got to play small ball. They don't get a lot of hits off him. Tremendous lefty.
And, that's one thing, too, that we were talking about off-air, Hondo, is that both of these teams will probably be aggressive, but also, more likely than not, with the meat of their order up, probably lay down bunts and play small ball.
Through the years playing Chaminade, knowing Mike Piancos, if there's a first and second, no out, his 3 or 4 hitters going to lay down a bunt, usually. To him, you got to move the runners over. Get in scoring position. When you do that, the opposing pitcher's under duress. And he's as good as anybody at moving runners over.
And you'd have to imagine, too, for Kellenberg, if they could get a runner on, they'll probably try and put him in motion and play the small ball as well, because 1 or 2 runs might be enough to win this first game.
Yes, I don't see a high-scoring game. The pitchers are too good. The defense is too good. If they get men on, especially against Downing, they got to, you can steal, you can hit and run, you can bunt. You can't wait for big hits here.
So one last meeting of the minds, and finally we will have first pitch. Here at Hofstra, a balmy 85 degrees coming up at first pitch, but in this press box feels like a sauna.
Yeah.
But it'll be Paul Napolitano to lead it off for the Firebirds. Getting the start in right field today, the senior. Committed to High Point, hitting .306 this year. And the first pitch from Downing is fouled off, 0-1.
Yeah, 23 hits this year.
And, a couple of extra base hits, but a high OPS. He's a guy that can steal a couple of bases, but they really love his speed at the top of the order.
Yeah.
As Downing misses outside, it's 1-1. Downing, like we mentioned, fastball, changeup, slider. And throws a little bit of a slurve. Ahead in the count, 1-2. As the infield, outfield straight up. Downing comes home with a 1-2. Socked in the air, left center field. Ranging over is Aiden Katzman. He's on the run. He's going to haul it in for the first out. So Napolitano's retired, and that'll bring up Brendan McCann. Kellenberg had their end-of-the-year sports banquet, and McCann was named the team MVP. Just showing how good he's been this year. Headed to pace next year, hitting .333, a home run and 12 RBIs.
4 doubles, 2 triples, 9 stolen bases.
Swing and a miss at a 1-0 fastball, and it's 1-1. McCann, a two-way player and the ace for Kellenberg. You'd have to imagine he'd get the start in Game 2, or if not, then it's Game 3, as that's fouled off the plate and off, I guess, the front foot of McCann, 1-2. So Downing ahead in the count. Comes home with a 1-2. And a slider misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
His best pitch is coming here. He doesn't want to go 3-2.
Here it is. And a fastball swing and a miss. Blew it by him. Reached back for a little extra something and zipped it past McCann for his first strikeout of the afternoon. Let's take another look at it, Bob.
Outside fastball, probably a ball. Had a swing at it.
Seemed to be a little late, too, as the first pitch to Andrew Koshy is peppered in for a strike. It's 0-1. Well, you want to talk about hard throwers. Andrew Koshy is that guy as he hits this one in the air to deep left field. That's going to chase back Katzman, and it's going to one-hop the wall. Katzman scoops it up, and heading into second with a 2-out stand-up double is Andrew Koshy, and Kellenberg has something cooking against Downing in the first.
Koshy's a big hitter. He had 4 doubles during the year, 11 RBIs, a home run.
And you see, too, just the relay there.
Now batting the
Not going to be
second
enough for
baseman,
Koshi,
number
as
2.
for Kellenberg, like we mentioned, might not get a lot of opportunities against John Downing, and they have to cash in, Hondo.
If you're going to get them, you got to get them early. Like any other race, they get stronger as the game goes on.
So here's Ryan Wasserman with a runner on second and 2 down. He fouls off the first pitch, 0-1. So Andrew Koshi, who is headed to Wake Forest, only a junior, is the runner at second. And Wasserman behind in the count 0-1 as Downing steps off. Wasserman's a senior. He's headed to Farmingdale State, and a slurve just misses. Count 1-1.
Good take.
Wasserman's a guy that didn't start this year for Kellenberg, came on midway through the season. They were playing Holy Trinity, and he just lit the world on fire since then, hitting .304 on the year. And fouls that one off, 1-2. You know, Hondo, he was a guy that just Kellenberg was hoping to shake up the lineup. This is a Kellenberg team that started 1-3 on the year, and Wasserman just, he floats this one foul. And, you know, as a coach, too, I guess it's more knowing your personnel and knowing they saw the potential in Wasserman. And
That's the whole key, knowing your personnel, knowing the kids, knowing what they can do. In Kellenberg, I would say Kellenberg, definitely Chaminade and St. Anthony's. They got a lot of kids coming out for tryouts. It takes them time to see what they got. And they got a lot of late bloomers here.
you know, Wasserman last year was only a pinch runner. And now he's the number 4 hitter for Kellenberg, with Koshi the runner at second, and an even count 2-2. That pitch just a tad outside, and the count's run full.
He's throwing a lot of pitches.
So Downing peering in at the sign, looking to keep Kellenberg off the board in the first. Comes home with it. And that's lined into left field. That's a base hit. And it's going to scoot past Katzman, and Kellenberg will open up the scoring. In to score is Koshi, heading to second with an RBI single, and he advances to second on the error is Ryan Wasserman. And it's 1-0 Kellenberg in the championship bout.
It's a big hit, huge hit this early in the game.
Now let's take another look at it, Hondo.
Now batting the catcher, number 24, Vincent Napolitano.
Late swing, left fielder coming in hard. The ball looks like it bounced past him.
First pitch to Vincent Napolitano, nicks the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Well, Downing got McCann to strike out on a high fastball, tried to do the same to Wasserman as he punched it into left field. And Kellenberg striking first. 0-1 a little low, 1-1.
Right now, Downing looks like he's a little off, looking for his control.
So Napolitano, the senior, headed to New Haven. Pitch, check swing, did he go? He went around, and that is strike 3. So Downing strikes out 2, but Kellenberg strikes first. An RBI single by Ryan Wasserman will go to the bottom of the first. Kellenberg leads it 1-0 with Chaminade coming to bat on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Here, fresh is what we do. From daily made faves like guac to mouth-watering protein like all-natural white meat chicken. Go ahead, crave, customize, and enjoy with your free chips and salsa. Roll all in to Moe's Southwest Grill.
If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Bottom of the first inning, Ryan Gloop will head to the mound. He's got a 1-0 lead, and this is the lineup that Chaminade will boast out there. 15 Division I commits in their roster, and the starting 9 for Chaminade will go as follows as we get it here. Nick Ungania will be the right fielder, and he is leading off. Michael Sweeney is the third baseman batting second. Brady Steinert at second base bats third. Nolan Noraki headed to Michigan as the Wolverines knocked off Rutgers last night to clinch the Big Ten championship for them. Matt Dieguez at first base. Evan Boschnagel is batting sixth, and he'll play right field. Anthony Lowe's the designated hitter, bats seventh. Brian Heckelman is the catcher, batting eighth. Aiden Katzman will be in left field with, of course, Big John Downing on the mound against Ryan Gloop, who this year has been pitching well. He's headed to Bentley next year, but he's going to try and walk on for the squad. 2-2, a 1.1 ERA, and he might be Kellenberg's number 3 starter, Hondo, but he's got the numbers of an ace, and with a 1-0 lead, Kellenberg's going to rely on him in Game 1.
Well, he was one of their top pitchers. His ERA is 1.30 through 37 innings. He has 58 strikeouts. That's as good as most anybody in this league outside of Downing.
And, he's somebody that would pitch the crossover games against the schools from Brooklyn and Queens, and he's held his own, and this will be one of the tougher lineups that he faces this year, but of course, when you get to a championship bout, there's no easy lineups out there.
No, he playing the city schools, the city Catholic League schools, they're just as good as us. And he got his experience. But this is a big game. He's got his lead, so he might be a little more relaxed than before he started.
As he will get ready to go against one of the best outfielders in the Catholic League, Nick Ungania, who floats the first pitch foul, 0-1. Ungania this year hit .484 with a home run and 19 RBIs, but he's been Ricky Henderson on the base paths. 29 stolen bases.
9 extra base hits.
He's had more stolen bases than a few teams in the Catholic League, but he hits this one in the air out to shallow right. Paul Napolitano under it and makes the grab, 1 down. So Napolitano hauls in out number 1. Let's meet the defensive alignment for Kellenberg. Left to right in the outfield is Hardiman, McCann, and Napolitano. Big K at first base, Wasserman, Murphy, and Koshi, with Napolitano behind the plate and Gloop on the mound. And this will bring up Michael Sweeney, the junior captain. He's not going to go too far after his playing days are done. He's committed to Hofstra. As Gloop behind in the count, 1-0.
Batted .310 this year, 12 RBIs.
And he was someone that started the season as the center fielder for Chaminade, but then with the injury to Michael Cervoni, had to move over to third base. And Chaminade, a team that, with the athletes they have, is pretty much like a plug-and-play system, too.
Oh, yeah, they can play multiple positions. Chaminade rarely has two-way players. If you're a pitcher, you're a pitcher. You're not playing another position. Where other teams, they have to pull their shortstop in the third game and pitch him. Not Chaminade. If you're a pitcher, that's it. It's an advantage.
He's been at third base since the 7th game of the year. Ahead in the count, 3-1. And a strike hits the outside corner, and the count's run full. Gloop coming home with a payoff pitch. And a fastball in there, strike 3 called. First strikeout for Gloop, and there's 2 away in the first. And Hondo, how about Gloop? All real estate, location, and painting the corners.
Right now he's sharp. He's sharp. He doesn't look nervous. He's got a little lead. He's got 2 outs. Doing a job.
So this will bring up Brady Steinert, one of our impact players and the captain of the team. And Gloop is really feeling his fastball right now. And, Hondo, I've heard from pitchers, too, on a muggy day, it actually benefits the pitchers in terms of a grip.
Yeah. We don't use rosin here in high school, but this kid's got pitches here.
Well, and he's ahead in the count 0-2, and really mixing in his fastball as Gloop was given a run in the first and looking to keep this potent flyer offense off the board.
I wouldn't throw anything near the plate here to this kid.
Napolitano setting up away. And that's socked into left center field, and that's down for a base hit. And Chaminade's got their first hit of the ball game. McCann lobs it back in, and on at first with the 2-out single is Brady Steiner, and that'll bring up Nolan Noraki. Well, Gloop tried to go up, but Steiner met him there.
Now batting the shortstop, number 2,
345 hitter,
Noraki.
2 homers during the year, 19 ribbies, 11 stolen bases. Defensively has a tremendous arm at shortstop. Heading to Michigan.
Yeah, that's Nolan Noraki headed to Ann Arbor as he floats the first pitch foul, 0-1. Chaminade has been blessed this year with obviously the embarrassment of riches that they've played, but they have 3 natural shortstops on their roster, but Noraki, Piankos felt with his arm that he has, and he's compared it to a major league arm. He gets the nod at shortstop. 0-1 pitch on the outside corner. It's 0-2.
Yeah, Mike said he's got a major league arm at short.
Behind in the count, 0-2. See if Gloop can put him away. And a slider popped up, shallow center. McCann calling for it. Makes the grab, and the side is retired. So no runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left. 1 inning complete. Kellenberg leads at 1-0 in the NSCHSAA championship
Ladies
game.
and gentlemen, if you retrieve a foul ball, can you bring it?
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effects set to music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email Jeff at varsitymedia.net.
Back here at Hofstra, it's the top of the second inning with Kellenberg leading Chaminade 1-0, and today's game is sponsored by Moe's Mexican Grill. Visit them at any of their 15 locations around Long Island. Moe's Southwest Grill with 15 Long Island locations. You can visit on Moe's.com. We've got a food review coming up as the first pitch of the second inning is tagged in the shallow right, and that's going to dunk in for a base hit as Peter Murphy will stand on at first with a leadoff single. Well, one thing we've seen early on, Hondo, is that Kellenberg, a team that, has no problem putting offense on the board, they've been attacking Downing early.
Yeah, they're attacking him. That's how you got to beat them.
Third hit of the ball game for the Firebirds. As this will bring up John Kwiatkowski.
6'6" first baseman.
When I spoke to the Kellenberg coaching staff, they said, yeah, it was a no-brainer to put him at first. I mean, you can't have a bigger target than him as Downing fires over to first.
No.
They call him Big K. I'm sure he's Big John as well. He will be a Manhattan Jasper after his Kellenberg days are done. And takes a slider inside, 1-1. Hitting .203 on the year, a home run and 6 RBIs, and a wave and a miss. And Downing ahead in the count, 1-2. Kwiatkowski hitting the walk-off home run against St. Dom's in the first playoff game. Fist that one foul, and the count stays at 1-2.
Infield's playing back.
Chaminade would love the double play as the slider sits a little low, 2-2. Kellenberg ahead 1-0 on the RBI single by Ryan Wasserman in the first. 2-2. A little high. 3-2.
Yeah.
And now the payoff pitch. Fastball hit on the ground to second, and it's bobbled by Steinert, and everybody's safe.
Wow. You don't normally see that.
Uncharacteristic error by Brady Steiner. Wasn't going to get two anyway, but Chaminade comes up with nothing. And it's the first error of the Flyers as Kellenberg has runners on first and second and nobody out.
Hitter number 15, Kenny Hirschfeld.
Good time to bunt, maybe.
Yeah, and I think that's what Chaminade is playing for as Dieguez and Sweeney come in at the corners. As Hirschfeld bunts it to the first base side. Dieguez up with it, throws it over to the covering Steinert, and a successful sacrifice bunt.
Yeah.
And now two runners in scoring position for the number 9 hitter, Stephen Hardiman.
All right, one out. Now
batting the left fielder number 28.
John on the mound is a little under the little duress here. Base hit, scores 2 runs.
And Chaminade playing the infield in as well.
Yep. They know this is huge here.
And that's probably going to be the case throughout these 3 games if we go that far, is that it shouldn't be a surprise to see the infielders in with a runner on third, and we're seeing that here in the top of the second. Popped up third base side, foul territory. That's Sweeney with some room, and he makes the grab.
Big out. Top of the order.
A king-size out, number 2, as that'll bring up Paul Napolitano, who's 0 for 1 on the day.
The right fielder number 6, Paul Napolitano.
He leads the Flyers in hits, this kid.
And the coaching staff was giving a lot of praise to Hardiman and Napolitano, looking at them as 2 different leadoff hitters. And, of course, Hardiman just popping out. But that's the added dynamic that Kellenberg has had with them at 9-1. And
yeah,
we've kind of seen that a lot, too. The evolution of the game over the last 10 years is, you know, more traditionally, you can get your 3 and 4 hitters are your best hitters. But, you know, now we're seeing the double leadoff hitters. Now you want to get your best hitter batting second. But Kellenberg now with an opportunity with runners on second and third and 2 outs. So, Hondo, what have you seen out of Downing over the last 2 outs? I know he got the sacrifice bunt, but
he's not sharp. He's not as sharp as he's been. I saw him against Holy Trinity. He was pitching almost a perfect game. He gave up a hit in 7 innings.
1-1, back up the middle, and that's through for a base hit. In to score is Murphy. The throw coming home, sliding in safely is John Kwiatkowski. It's a 2 RBI single from Paul Napolitano, and Kellenberg leads at 3-0.
And the bunt set it all up.
Well, Hondo, this is a Kellenberg team that was shut out 9-0 in 2 games against Chaminade this year. In the championship bout, they're up 3-0, and it's been because of their offense, and they've been aggressive at the plate.
They seem loose. They got nothing to lose, but they know they belong here. Any team in the Catholic League belongs here. And again, they're facing a team that's 21-1. And right now, they're the aggressive team.
So it was Ryan Wasserman in the first,
There we go.
Napolitano in the second.
Nice. Look at this.
And everybody will be safe as Sweeney has to play it. And Kellenberg continuing to put the pedal to the metal.
Little
Brendan
ball.
McCann.
Now batting the third baseman, number 31, Andrew Koshi.
That was your top hitter, bunting. Very aggressive.
And saw that Sweeney was playing back, too, at third base. Took advantage of it. So here's Koshi. And the first pitch gets Koshi to scramble his feet, 1-0. It's the third hit of the inning for Kellenberg. As the pitch count rises for John Downing. Now, the league limit is 105. But for Chaminade, you'd have to imagine they're not looking at pitch count now.
No.
2-0 outside, 3-0. Well, if you remember, Koshi doubled to left in the first. He was seeing the ball well against Downing, who has lost the zone.
If you're Kellenberg, this is the kid you want up right now.
You give him the green light.
Yep.
Takes all the way. It's 3-1. Koshi hit .295 in the regular season in playoffs, a home run and 11 RBIs. And pokes that one foul, and the count is full. This inning started with a single to right by Peter Murphy. John Kwiatkowski reached on an error, a sac bunt, and then a 2 RBI single by Paul Napolitano. Payoff pitch, runners go, and that's popped up and foul, and that'll reach the seats, and we'll do it again.
Kellenberg's pushing the game right now. Nobody's covering the guy at second. He's getting a big lead.
And he'll get the head start, too. You're right.
Shortstop's moving over now a little bit, but he's backing away.
Runners go, 3-2, swing and a miss. Went up the elevator shaft to strike out Koshi. But Kellenberg putting the pedal to the metal. They add another 2 runs on the 2 RBI single by Paul Napolitano. Let's go to the bottom of the second. The Firebirds lead the Flyers 3-0 on Varsity Media.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
The weekends are great and all, but we have something they don't. Our Mo Monday burrito deal. Enjoy your favorite burrito or bowl, plus free chips and salsa, all at a great price. We love Mo Mondays. Roll all in to Mo's Southwest Grill.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, sportscasts,
Under, and what a look.
photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Back here at University Stadium, Ryan Gloop is staked to a 3-0 lead as this game is sponsored by East Coast Youth Baseball, Long Island's premier tournaments and leagues. Visit eastcoastyouthbaseball.com or call 516-851-2612. He's Bob Melandro, I'm John Perez, and you couldn't have imagined a better start for Kellenberg in this title bout.
Kellenberg, they got to be happy where they are right now. 3-0 against Chaminade. Chaminade, I would say, maybe they're feeling pressure for the first time. They usually jump out to leads, or Downing holds them for 5-6 innings. But this is a different game today.
Now batting,
Do you think
first baseman, number 10.
the layoff maybe had some effect into it?
Yes, I was going to bring that up. Definitely. 9 days since Chaminade played.
As Matt Diegas, the number 5 hitter, leads off and takes a breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. And it's always funny, when you look at the other sports, everyone talks about load management and rest in baseball. you might actually be hindering a team if you give them a bye.
Well, this team was like a machine. They went through everybody. You know, you win 21 games in our league, it's you're saying something, and then all of a sudden you're not playing for 9 days while everybody else is playing, and there's nobody else to scrimmage. You can only practice so much.
Dieguez Jr. offered from Fordham, hitting .306 on the year. Calls time. Well, like we mentioned, Chaminade with 3 natural shortstop. Dieguez is the other one. Playing first base and with a 6'1 frame, has the athleticism and the hands, and really helps iron out that defense for the Flyers on the infield.
Yeah.
Gloop gets the sign, comes home with a 1-2. Deuce is wild, 2-2.
Deuce is wild. He's showing a little patience at the plate. Chaminade's being tested. Says that we'll see how they answer.
Here's 2-2, fastball just misses, and counts run full. And we're seeing a little bit of a hesitation, too, in the windup from Gloop. And, you know, imagine that's a veteran move. You know, don't want to have Chaminade sink on the timing and try and keep him off balanced.
Yeah, he's got a little trick in there.
3-2, just misses downstairs.
Good at bat. Down 1-2.
And he works the walk. First walk of the afternoon issued by Gloop, and that'll bring up Evan Boschnagel.
Now batting the right fielder, number 15, Evan Boschnagel.
Now, we talk about the depth that Chaminade has, and look no further than Evan Boschnagel, who is 17 for 30. That's a .433 clip. He came on because Vinny Roman was hurt, the Hofstra commit, and Boschnagel has been sensational, getting the start in right field. And it takes the first pitch strike, 0-1.
And they got him buried in the 8-hole.
Hit a 3-run home run against St. Anthony's, part of a 8-run third inning against the Friars. And like Bob mentioned, 9 days ago.
Let's go 1-5. Come on, Evan.
Oh, one upstairs, 1-1.
Not much of a lead at first.
No, and Diego is a guy that only stole 2 bases this year. Has some speed, but down 3 runs.
Yeah.
Panko's opting not to go on the first 2 pitches. 1-1 fouled back to the screen, and Gloop's ahead 1-2. These two teams met twice in the regular season. Chaminade winning 5-0 and 4-0, splitting the home and home. But it's Kellenberg out to a 3-0 lead in the bottom of the second. One-two pitch, floated foul. We'll do it again. What have you thought about the off-speed pitches for Gloop so far this year? So far this game?
Yeah, they're working. They're keeping them off balance. This is a fastball hitting team.
Fastball changeup curve in the repertoire for Gloop. He's ahead in the count, 1-2. And another throw over. Anthony loads, the designated hitter, looms on deck.
Another breaking ball.
And that's the thing that we've seen, too. When Gloop's ahead in the count, he'll throw the secondary stuff, and you have to wonder as you face the lineup a couple more times if that predictability is there. 2-2 fastball. Got him on the outer half.
Yep.
Second strikeout for Gloop, and there's one away. Let's take another look at that. Location, location, location again for Gloop.
Now batting the designated hitter, number
Yeah, his off-speed pitch set up the fastball. You know, your 2-2 count, usually you tell the kids you're looking for his best pitch at 2-2. The pitcher doesn't want to go 3-2 because then you can walk somebody, you know. They usually throw their best pitch at 2-2.
So that'll bring up Anthony Lodes, a designated hitter. The senior who is the backup first baseman, one of the reserve outfielders, and the number 3 catcher, but because he can hit, has been the starting designated hitter.
There he goes.
Runner goes at first. The pitch is outside for a ball. A throw down to second. In time, they got him. Vincent Napolitano picks off Matt Dieguez, and there's 2 away.
Yeah, he didn't have much of a lead.
We'll see it again.
I think they were sending more surprise, but
pretty close. The throw beat him there. I'm not sure if the tag got down in time, but either way, my opinion doesn't matter. It's a caught stealing.
big out. 2 outs.
As Lodes takes the curveball that's dropped in for a strike, and the count is 1-1. Mike Pienko says that Lode's a strong kid. He can hit for power. Has a home run and 11 RBIs this year. 1-1 just a hair outside. 2-1.
He's keeping the pitch outside to most of the hitters.
Five extra base hits this year for Lodes, as he's ahead in the count 2-1. Well, Matt Dieguez worked the leadoff walk after being down to the count 1-2. Was thrown out at second, throwing an Evan Boschnagel strikeout. As Gloop has only faced one over the minimum through the first inning and 2/3. Here's a 3-1 pitch. Popped up down the right field line, and that'll reach the seats. Count 3-2. Gloop gets the sign that he wants. Coming home with the 3-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Gloop using the high fastball. Gets 2 strikeouts in the inning. 2 in the books. 3-0 Kellenberg on Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effect set to music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email Jeff at varsitymedia.net.
Top of the 3rd inning here at Hofstra, and yeah, break out all the shade that you can. Very warm and balmy day. It's going to be a warm week here in the tri-state area. Alongside Bob Melandro, I'm John Perez, and Bob, the winner of this series is going to have to win 2 out of 3 games. Kellenberg in a good spot now. They lead at 3-0 with their number 4 hitter, Ryan Wasserman, against John Downing. But it wasn't always 2 out of 3 just in the championship round. The format's changed over the years.
No, years ago we had it was 2 out of 3 when the playoffs started. You lose 2 games no matter when, you're out of it. And 97 and 98, we won back-to-back championships. Holy Trinity came out of the losers bracket. We lost a game to start, and then we had to win 3 just to get to the championship without losing. And we had to come here in 98 to beat Chaminade 2 games. They only had to beat us 1. So this format here, a lot of the coaches, I think, like it better because you start over after a week of, basically a week and a half of playoffs. Now you start over 2 out of 3.
Is that something that you would have preferred too?
Yes. It's very hard to come out of a loser's bracket, especially if you lose the first or second game of the playoffs, and then you have to go 5 games to win a championship.
Well, and at the college level, that's usually the bracket as this is tagged in the center field, and that's down for a base hit. So Ryan Wasserman on a 1-2 count. Reaches first on the leadoff single. He's 2 for 2 on the day. And that'll bring up Vincent Napolitano.
They look very relaxed here against Downing.
Well, and you mentioned the bracket, too, as Napolitano steps up to the plate and Wasserman on at first. You know, we've seen that around here on Long Island. Obviously, you go at the Division II level, Malloy College losing their first ECC game, but then winning out the rest of the tournament, beating Queens in the final. How about Michigan over Rutgers? They're coming out of the losers bracket. The same couldn't be said, though, for Hofstra, though. How about the tournament they had? 4 straight walk-off wins. As that throw goes over to first and now down to second and diving in safely is Ryan Wasserman.
The job that Frank and his staff over at Hofstra are doing is unbelievable. He did it at New York Tech, and now he's doing it again at Hofstra. Kids play hard for them.
Well, talking about playing hard, how about Kellenberg once again with a runner in scoring position and a 1-0 count?
Yep.
And a slider in there, 1-1. Napolitano 0 for 1 on the day. He struck out in the first inning looking. As the first baseman, Dieguez, plays in front of the bag. And a little squibber foul, 1-2.
Now, if this was the old format, Kellenberg would have to come in here and beat them twice.
Right.
Chaminade wins 1 game, they're the champions. It's a little different now.
And perhaps you see a different starting pitcher for Kellenberg, too.
Yeah. Well, they got room to maneuver.
Yeah.
Normally, their ace would be on the mound also.
Right. But Ryan Gloop has faced 1 over the minimum in his first 2 innings of work. Here's a 1-2. Back to the mound. Downing will check the runner. And now lob it over to first for out number 1. So Napolitano's retired, and that'll bring up Peter Murphy. Single to right his first time up. 1 for 1.
I don't think they're going to bunt here with 1 out, but the third baseman is deep.
Well, and we saw that already with Kellenberg. Dropping down a bunt, Brendan McCann did so last inning. And this is a Kellenberg team that can handle the stick and put the ball in play. 1-0 below the knees, 1-1. Excuse me, 2-0.
I think it's safe to say John Downing hasn't looked like this in 2 years. He hasn't lost a game, number 1, and he hasn't been behind.
.30 pitch in there for a strike. And, you know, at the end of the day, too, as much as a machine as Downing has been, too, you have to obviously throw in the 9-day layoff and, you know, still a young man. And
Yeah, the 9 days, that's what's hurting him.
As Murphy draws the walk, he'll scoot over to first, and Kellenberg will have runners on first and second, and that'll bring up John Kwiatkowski.
Now batting the first baseman, number 16, John Kwiatkowski.
Kwiatkowski reached on an error his first time up, 0 for 1 on the day. An error by the second baseman, Brady Steinert. And he takes a strike, 0 1. Chaminade looking to roll a pair and get a double play out of this inning. Swing and a miss at a slider. It's 0 2. Pat Miles says that Kwiatkowski's always the biggest threat in the lineup with runners in scoring position. As that pitch just misses, 1 and 2.
It was close.
Downing will check the runner at second. Now come home with it. And that one fisted foul. We'll do it again. What's the approach for Big K at the plate now? He's down 1 and 2. Don't want to strike out.
He should be choking up, but they don't choke up nowadays. Put the ball in play. Look for a pitch on the outside. Punch it to left.
Well, and he goes that way, but that's going to loft foul.
He doesn't seem overpowering, you know. It might come to him if he gets out of here. I think he's got to start with his secondary pitches a little more.
Counting a couple of shakeoffs and a big breath. Comes home with a 1-2. Runners go. In there for a strike. The throw down to third, and they got him.
Strike out in him.
Strike him out, throw him out. Gets John Downing through 3.
Nice.
We'll go to the bottom of the third. Kellenberg leads at 3-0 on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the restrooms are located at David S. Mack Arena on the first base side.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
The weekends are great and all, but we have something they don't. Our Mo Monday burrito deal. Enjoy your favorite burrito or bowl, plus free chips and salsa, all at a great price. We love Mo Mondays. Roll all in to Mo's Southwest Grill.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, sportscasts,
Under, what a look.
photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
That was a 1-2 pitch.
Back here at Hofstra, Kellenberg with a 3-0 lead. And, of course, today's broadcast is sponsored by East Coast Youth Baseball, the #1 provider for leagues and tournaments. Play on the best fields on Long Island. Better competition than any other league on Long Island. Register now at eastcoastyouthbaseball.com and call at 516-851-2612. Alongside Bob Melandro, I'm John Perez. And, boy, how about the job of Chaminade getting out of it last inning? Kellenberg had runners on first and second with 1 out. Kellenberg puts both of their runners in motion, and the Flyers able to get out of it. Let's take another look.
They're pushing the game, Kellenberg. It backfired a little bit. It could be a spark that Chaminade needs, and that Downing needed. We're only in the third inning. There's a lot of game left here.
And what's the mood like when the team comes back to the dugout after you get a big double play to end the inning?
Oh, they're pumped. They're pumped.
This is Brian Heckelman, the catcher. Number 8 hitter, 8-9-1 due up for Chaminade as they trail at 3-0 against Kellenberg. The top seed who went 21-1 this year as Heckelman takes downstairs 1-0. Heckelman will be going to Towson after this year, hitting .214 on the year. As Towson, a team that only won 14 games this year, looking to improve with Heckelman behind the plate. 1-1 upstairs, 2-1. You know, Hondo, as a catcher, Pienko says that Heckelman is more like the prototypical old-school catcher where he can call a good game. He's good for the pitchers. Might not have the bat there. It's all gravy for him, but I think one thing that always goes underappreciated is the catchers on all of these teams because they've got so much on their plate and on their agenda.
Mike usually lets his catchers call the game, and this kid is calling his game all year. And he's got a hose, for, as you saw. They need his glove behind the dish.
3-1 pitch. Floated foul, and the count's full. Pienko's calls him a hard-nosed kid and someone who grinds out at bats. Not an easy out despite the numbers. Gloop comes home with a payoff pitch. That's upstairs, and Chaminade has the leadoff man on. Second walk issued by Gloop, and that'll bring up Aiden Katzman.
The left fielder, number 21, Aiden Katzman.
You might see a bunt here. Something anyway. They got to get going.
Yeah, Katzman, the number 9 hitter, and then you roll it over to the top of your order with Ungania, Sweeney, and Steinert if it gets that far. As Gloop has only allowed 3 base runners, but only 1 hit through the first 8 hitters, as Katzman, the number 9 hitter, comes up to the dish. The junior hitting .467, and like we mentioned with Kellenberg, with Hardiman, Katzman is also seen by Chaminade as the double leadoff hitter. As Napolitano will go out and meet Gloop halfway.
This is the inning Chaminade has to get back into it.
Well, and how about Koshi, the third baseman? What do you think he's telling his pitcher?
Probably throw strikes. He's got the bunt. If he is going to bunt, he's playing in. Just settle down.
Well, you're right, and Koshi's at least expecting it. Not bunting on the first pitch, hammers it out to center. Coming on is McCann. He's under it. Going to haul it in for out number 1. Second put out for McCann, and that'll bring up the top of the order. Nick Ungania flew out to right his first time up, 0 for 1.
Now batting is center fielder number 4, Nick Ungania.
So here's Ungania, the senior, hitting .484 on the year. 0 for 1 on the day.
Third baseman still in.
And the first pitch peppered in for a strike, 0-1. Well, Ungania, like we mentioned, his first time up, committed to Binghamton, and Binghamton knocking off UMass Lowell yesterday. How about Jake Evans? Named the tournament's most outstanding player, went 6 for 10, drove in 4 runs. 23-game hitting streak for Evans as that's floated out to left. Can of corn for Hardiman. There's 2 away.
It's been a while since I heard that can of corn.
Now batting the third baseman, number 5, Michael Sweeney.
I've always liked those old terms, can of corn, twin killing.
Baltimore chop.
Baltimore chop. I did the ECC tournament a couple of weeks ago now, and I mean the amount of Baltimore chops in that turf surface at Mitchell Field, it was unbelievable. Do you know who came up with the phrase Baltimore chop? Our very own Pat McCormick.
Pat McCormick.
He's the PA announcer.
He's another legend. I'm sitting here.
Yeah. I heard the press box was named after him at Holy Trinity. Soon to be at Malloy. First person will have 2 press boxes named after him. And a nice bronze bust in the Holy Trinity Hall of Fame.
Very rewarding.
Here's Mike Sweeney, 0 for 1 on the day. Takes a fastball outside. It's 1-1. Sweeney struck out in the first, one of 3 strikeouts for Ryan Gloop, who has been hammering the zone.
Yeah.
Got some help from his defense last inning and is now ahead in the count 1-2.
Looks like the whole game plan here is just pitch outside and then come in with a fastball with 2 strikes. Catches almost in the other's batter's box.
And a throw over to first. Heckelman, the runner at first. He had a leadoff walk, but back-to-back flyouts induced by Gloop. Little tapper, third base side. Koshi's there. He'll whip it over to first, and the inning is over. So Gloop works around the leadoff walk to get Kellenberg through 3. 3-0 Firebirds on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Here, fresh is what we do. From daily made faves like guac to mouth-watering protein like all-natural white meat chicken. Go ahead, crave, customize, and enjoy with your free chips and salsa. Roll all in to Moe's Southwest Grill.
If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Almost halfway home in the NSCHSAA baseball finals, Kellenberg leads it 3-0 as John Downing goes back to the mound, and we go back up to the roof. Yao Bonsu has the latest.
Thank you so much, John. We spoke about the experience of Chaminade before the game, right? Well, that also carries over to the coaching matchup as well. Chaminade head coach Mike Piankos comes in year number 40, while Kellenberg head coach Pat Miles is in year number 2. I spoke to both of them about how the 38-year difference in coaching experience will impact the game. They said it won't. For Piankos, he said it's all about the 9 players on the field that'll make the difference. And for Miles, he said that it's going to be business as usual for Kellenberg, and as long as they can capitalize on Chaminade's mistakes, they'll be just fine over the course of this series. And clearly, by the looks of it, with this 3-0 score, Kellenberg is doing just that. Back to you, John.
John Downing makes it interesting. A haul in out number 1 on the pop-up by Kenny Hirschfield. And yeah, you know, that's always one of the interesting things, right, when it comes down to the head coaching experience. And, you know, this could be a full circle moment for Kellenberg, as Pat Miles played for Kellenberg, is a Kellenberg alum and was part of that 1999 championship team. But, you know, it's all about the starting 9. And like we mentioned, too, as Steve Hardiman takes a strike, 0-1, Hondo, this is a Chaminade team with a lot of commits. When you were at Holy Trinity, too, in the early 2000s, you had some teams that had some pretty good talent as well.
Yeah, my 98 team, 1998, we had 4 Division I players. But my 2012 team, we had 6 Division I players, and we went wire to wire that year.
Little chopper foul up the first base line, 1-2. And so when you've got players that I'd imagine probably committed early or at least midway through the season, how do you keep everybody focused on this 1 year and also manage the temperature in the room? Because you don't want players obviously getting high on their own supply, and you also don't want to keep them too low. So
no, it happens. You know, you don't want them reading the headlines. And in the beginning of the year, Newsday picked us to win. They had us ranked in the top number 1 team on Long Island for most of the year. We came out, we won the play. We had Alex Robinson, who was our big ace, pitcher of the year, 2 years in a row. He went to Maryland, got signed by the Minnesota Twins. Big lefty.
Poked foul up the third base line.
He was not only the pitcher of the year in the Catholic League, he was the Gatorade Player of the Year in New York State. Jack Parenti was a double MVP in the Catholic League. He went to Stony Brook. Anthony Rosati went to St. John's.
That one tagged in the air deep right field, but Boschnagel has it lined up. And there's out number 2.
Joey DeVito went to Fordham. He was my shortstop. Chris Harder went to Hofstra, my catcher.
Now batting the right fielder, number 6, Paul Napolitano.
And Patrick Madigan, my junior right fielder, went to Northeastern. So we were loaded like this team. But with that comes pressure where you have to win. When you got those horses, you got to win.
Paul Napolitano comes up to the plate, had a 2 RBI single to center his last time up. He's 1 for 2 on the day. But I'd have to imagine as a coach how proud and exciting it must have been for you to see your players get the attention that you feel like they deserved.
To me, that was more rewarding than the wins. 30 years, we had over 150 kids get Division I and II scholarships. We weren't a big school like Chaminade or Anthony's or now even Kellenberg. But we had our share of great ball players. And like Mike Pianco says, you don't win unless you have great ball players.
This has been Downing's best inning so far, looking to close it out. Behind the count 1-0. And he hits Napolitano on the back. So they got the first 2 quick outs. But now Kellenberg with a runner on first and 2 down. And that'll bring up Brendan McCann.
Now batting the center fielder, number 11, Brendan McCann.
McCann 1 for 2 on the day. Had a bunt single his last time up. Takes a pitch outside, 1-0. Well, Napolitano, a guy that doesn't have a lot of speed at first base, and with 2 down and downing the lefty. One thing we didn't see the first 2 pitches is him checking the runner at first. Do you think maybe you put him in motion?
Yeah, I would. Gets thrown out, this kid leads off. You got a 3-0 lead.
And first throw over. And not just that, you've got the left-handed hitter up too. Could block the vision of Heckelman behind the plate. Although we already saw Heckelman's hose earlier.
Yeah.
1-2 on the outside corner. Strike 3 call. 5th strikeout for Downing. We're halfway home. It's Kellenberg 3, Chaminade nothing in the NSCHSAA championship game.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effect sets and music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email Jeff at varsitymedia.net.
Bottom of the 4th inning, Ryan Gloop with a 3-0 lead over Chaminade as Gloop has faced a couple over the minimum in the NSCHSAA baseball final, game number 1. And of course, this game is sponsored by Moe's Southwest Grill. Don't forget to place your catering orders for all special events. Moe's Southwest Grill with 15 locations around Long Island. Check them out and place your order at moes.com. Alongside Bob Melandro, I'm John Perez as Chaminade will have 3, 4, 5 due up in their order. Brady Steiner, Nolan Naraki, and Matt Dieguez. And, a Chaminade team that at times this year would win by double digits has been really kept in bay. And what have you seen out of Gloop through the first 3 innings?
He looks tremendous. He's got him off balance. You can say the layoff to a certain point. We're in the 4th inning here. They got to get something going, or else Kellenberg, by not starting their true ace, is in the driver's seat if they pull this one out.
Gloop has only allowed 1 hit and 3 walks through the first time and a half through the lineup. And he's ahead 0-1 on Steinert, who had that single to center in the first inning. And Gloop ahead 0-2. We've seen a more wider strike zone in this game.
Yeah, that looked outside.
We'll see if they go that way again.
Standing outside.
And a breaking ball got him. Well, that was a little unconventional. That's strikeout number 4 for Gloop, but you don't really see the catcher stand up and then, spin a curveball by him.
Looked like a jockey.
We'll see it again here. You're right, Napolitano stands up and then got him to swing and miss. When's Belmont? In a couple weeks? Did I miss it already?
A couple of weeks.
Okay. Nolan Naraki, a swing and a miss. Count 0-1.
His breaking ball's working, keeps him off balance. They're sitting on something.
Naraki 0-1 on the day, flew out to center in the first. Gloop's 0-1. Fastball downstairs, 1-1. Well, Naraki, a player that hit .345 in the regular season, 9 extra base hits to go with 2 home runs and 19 RBIs. Had a big game defensively against St. Anthony's. Threw a kid out at the plate as he chops this one down to third. Koshi's up with it and fires the first, and there's 2 away.
Koshi has a hose at third. Strong arm. Accurate arm.
The Wake Forest commit, he'll be going to the ACC. And here is Matt Dieguez, who walked his last time up, but was thrown out trying to steal second in inning number 2. And Gloop drops in the first pitch curveball, 0-1. A little bit of a Lance McCullers-esque type start for Gloop. And, of course, you remember McCullers in 2017 when the Astros beat the Yankees. Through his last 24 pitches were all breaking balls.
All breaking balls.
That seems to be working for the Firebirds' ace. At least he's been ace-like today. 1-1, another breaking ball, and that's fouled off to the right side. And Gloop's ahead 1-2.
How many times have you said that? Ahead 1-2.
Yeah, he's been. Who's it? Tom Seaver always said the most important pitch was strike 1.
Strike 1.
And Gloop has done that today. He's only given up a hit, struck out 4, a couple of walks scattered in as well. Here's the 1-2.
Whoop.
And a breaking ball hit him. Didn't snap enough.
Nope.
And Chaminade has a 2-out base runner.
Now batting right field, number 15, Evan Bushnagel.
So here's Bushnagel, 0-1 on the day with a strikeout. Chaminade down 3. Ryan Wasserman's RBI single in the first made it 1-0, and then Paul Napolitano against John Downing, a 2 RBI single in the second. That's where we've stood. And the first pitch up the elevator shaft to Boschnagel, 1-0. Well, Hondo, we saw last inning, or at least a couple of innings ago in the second, Dieguez trying to steal second. Can't imagine he'd be in motion with 2 down.
No, plus the second baseman's over a little more now. But right now, Chaminade looks asleep. Nothing's going on.
Yeah, with Napolitano going out to Gloop, what do you think they're talking about?
Probably just relax, throw the ball. You got your 3-0 lead, 2 outs. Don't worry about nothing. It's got no lead at first.
Check swing, but he goes around. As Boschnagel looking to just keep the line moving. Anthony Lodes would be next. He's on deck.
Hit and run? I don't know.
Runner not going, and that's flared foul. And Gloop a strike away from getting out of it. Well, Kellenberg has 4 levels of play. It's the Latin school and then JV, or excuse me, freshman, then JV, then varsity. Gloop has been with the team since he was in the Latin school, and he's played under Pat Miles. In the 4th inning, looking to get out of it. Here's a 2-2. Upstairs, full count.
Latin school's a big help to Kellenberg with enrollment.
So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs as Dieguez will get a head start at first. The pitch, and foul tipped. And Napolitano took a shot, and we'll do it again. Well, in the Latin school, like you mentioned, helping 7th and 8th graders, as Napolitano will just walk it off and shake it off on the side. Hot day as well, so get a swig of water. Probably smarter for staying under the shade. But you know that Napolitano wants to go back behind the plate and not ice his pitcher, but at the same time, not feeling 100%.
Yeah. Looks all right.
So Napolitano will head back to the plate.
Walking gingerly.
Yeah. So full count, 2 outs, 3-0 Kellenberg. Last half of the 4th. Dieguez, the runner at first. Runner goes, the pitch, inside, ball 4. So Gloop got the first 2 outs, and then a hit by pitch, and then a walk. And that'll bring up Anthony Lodes, representing the tying run.
Batting, the designated hitter, number 7, Anthony Lodes.
Lodes 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. runner in scoring position. Takes the first pitch downstairs, 1-0. Loads the senior, of course, the son of Cardinal Hayes basketball coach Joe Loads. 1-0. Grounded to third. Koshi stabs at it, fires to first in time. Couple of ground outs for Koshi as Gloop gets out of it. 4 complete. 3-0 Kellenberg in the NSCHSAA Baseball Final Game 1.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
The weekends are great and all, but we have something they don't. Our Mo Monday burrito deal. Enjoy your favorite burrito or bowl, plus free chips and salsa, all at a great price. We love Mo Mondays. Roll all in to Mo's Southwest Grill.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, sportscasts,
Under, and what a look.
photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Back here in the 5th inning, John Downing back out on the mound for Chaminade as he settled down over the last 2 innings, and he's retired the last 5 batters as Downing will face 3, 4, 5 in the Kellenberg lineup. And, you know, it was the top half of the lineup that really gave Downing fits, and second time through the order today, Hondo. What do you expect out of Downing against this vaunted part of the Kellenberg lineup?
Oh, this is a big part of the game for Chaminade. They got to hold them here. I mean, they were in range. I don't know how many times they've been behind this season, Chaminade. So this has been a test the whole day. But yeah, he's starting to throw his other pitches, so they're not sitting on his fastball. It wasn't top notch anyway.
Out to center, Hungania. 1 away. Well, Chaminade's only loss came in their 15th game of the year to St. Anthony's, a 1-0 loss. And here is Ryan Wasserman, who's had Downing's number, had the RBI single in the first to make it 1-0, and then a single his last time up, so he's 2 for 2. Drops a little bunt down. That's going to get through the glove and roll foul. As Sweeney smartly did not make contact with the ball, and it's just strike 1. And Downing misses low, 1-1. And Downing blowing a fastball by him, 1-2.
Looks sharper now.
Mullen, you mentioned too, the aces get better as they go. And good morning, good afternoon, good night. As down goes Wasserman for the 6th strikeout of the afternoon for Downing, and that'll bring up Vincent Napolitano. As we'll take another look at it.
Right there. John's not wasting any time now. He's getting the ball ready to go.
No, as he's ahead 0-1 in the count to Vincent Napolitano. Grounds it to second. Steiner. And a 1-2-3 inning for John Downing. Let's go to the bottom of the 5th. 3-0 Kellenberg on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Good inning.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Back here on the Varsity Media Sports Network, it's the top of the fifth inning. Kellenberg leads Chaminade 3-0 as we bring it into the broadcast booth. And it, of course, is the fifth inning review time, as this broadcast is sponsored by Moe's. He's Bob Melandro. I'm John Perez. And, Bob, are you a big Moe's guy? Or?
No, I never heard of it.
Okay. Well, anyway, Moe's is the title sponsor for today's game. And, of course, we'll do a little food review. I, fortunately, have the white chicken right here. Love the chicken. And, of course, you can see Moe's Southwest Grill now with 15 Long Island locations. And visit Moe's.com. And let me take a bite. I feel like, every 4 years when they do the presidential candidates and they just get the disgusting shots of them, like, eating, like, that's just going to be me. Moe's is delicious, but I'm not a great eater, so I'm going to try a little bit of the chicken.
Let me see.
Chicken's really good. What do you got, the pork?
I got the pork. It's very good.
All right.
Go Moe's.
So like we mentioned, 15 locations on Long Island, and you can visit Moe's.com to place your order today. My mother always said it was rude to talk with your mouth full, so I'm going to put that away. But there you see. Don't forget to place your catering order for all special events on Moe's.com. Brian Heckelman will lead off the bottom of the fifth inning as he takes a strike, 0-1. Heckelman walked his only time up as Gloop has only allowed one hit, but 4 base runners, 3 walks, and a hit by pitch on top of that hit, so 4 total. Trapper towards third, and Kosher will pick it up on the foul side. Heckelman, like we mentioned, a senior, headed to Towson. Looking to spark a rally for Chaminade, who has been stifled by Gloop this afternoon, as this one's driven in the air out to left center. Calling for it is McCann for out number 1. And that'll bring up Aiden Katzman.
Now batting the left fielder, number 21, Aiden Katzman.
Gloop has pitched to contact this afternoon, Hondo, and one thing, too, is even when Chaminade has driven the ball or at least put it in the air, they've been cans of corn. It's been relatively easy pickings for this defense.
It's the way if they drew it up this way, it's perfect. He's keeping them off balance. They're sitting on a fastball, it seems. He's not giving it to them.
Fastball misses outside to Katzman, who flew out to center in his only time up. Koshi at third, playing even with the bag, and the pitch is on the outside edge, 1-2.
And we were talking before about the past format when you had to come out of a loser's bracket and play 4 games before you got to this game. Sometimes that helped. Kept the team loose. Teams that were waiting for you were cold, like Chaminade right now.
Yeah, they've been ice cold as this one is rolled to short. Scooping up is Murphy, and not in time. Good speed by Katzman. Get the infield single, only the second hit of the day for the Flyers. And that'll bring up the top of the order with Nick Ongania stepping up to the plate, but not a lot that Murphy could have done on this play, Hondo.
No, he played it well. Just the speed beat him. These are the guys you want up now if you're Chaminade.
And here is Ongania, 0 for 2 on the day, a fly out to right and left. Takes upstairs, 1-0.
They're still looking for a bunt at third. I don't think they're going to be bunting here.
Do you think that they have Koshi there just to ensure that Ungania doesn't bunt?
Well, I saw him against Holy Trinity when he bunted twice. There's a double play.
To second for one. The turn from Murphy will not be made, but they get Katzman the force at second. As Ungania is on at first, and that'll bring up Michael Sweeney.
Now batting the third baseman, number 5, Michael Sweeney.
So we haven't seen any broken bats, but both of these pitchers have done a good job, at least pitching inside to their hitters, and no one more importantly than Gloop.
Years ago, when the Catholic League went to wood bats, the first couple of years, a lot of them were broken. Now it seems like you're not breaking as many.
I used to have the DeMarini, and I remember just saving up everything in my piggy bank to get one. First game, sawed off in half.
Yeah.
And my mom said, I'm not buying you another one.
There he goes.
Runner goes.
No throw.
So Ungania, that's now his 30th stolen base of the year. Uncontested, have you? And Chaminade with the runner in scoring position and 2 outs. And a 2-0 count to Michael Sweeney. Pitch from Gloop. Check swing. He went around. 4 strike 1. Sweeney now choking up on the bat. He's 0 for 2 on the day. 2-1 pitch. Count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kellenberg side of the crowd trying to get into it. And trying to will Gloop through 5 innings of work. Checks the runner, now comes home. The 2-2 pitch. Just missed, a little low. Full count. Thought he had him there.
I thought he had him.
Ungania, the runner at second. Here's the payoff pitch. And that one socked foul behind the plate. We'll do it again. Chaminade has left 4 runners on base through the first 4 2/3 of this game. Looking to break the seal against Ryan Gloop.
Here's that shot.
It's the 4th walk for Gloop. And this will bring up Brady Steiner. And now a meeting of the minds at the mound. So Hondo, if you were going out there with the rest of your infield, what are you telling them?
I'm trying to see if he's tired, how much he has left. There's nobody warming up. They're probably trying to break the momentum, give him a break. This is who's up here?
Steiner.
The 3-hitter?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, talk to him, calm him down, relax, let him take a breath. Tell him he's still got a 3-0 lead, 2 outs. Everything's in his favor. It's hot out there.
Yeah.
He's pitching a great game so far.
And he'll face Steiner, who's 1 for 2 on the day, a single and a strikeout. Ungania leads off of second, Sweeney off of first, 3-0 Kellenberg, last half of the 5th. In the NSCHSAA Baseball Final, Game 1. And first pitch up and in, 1-0. Well, if you were to look into the Kellenberg bullpen or at least other pitchers, they've got options, but it's empty. Kellenberg going with Ryan Gloop in Game 1 over Brendan McCann. He's out in center field. Andrew Koshi, the fireballer, is at third base. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball, one hopped over to short. Nice play by Murphy. Throws to third. They got him. What a play by Murphy to stab it. And then he throws out Ungania at third. Let's see it once again. What a play here in the hole by Murphy. Didn't have a shot at going to first. And fortunately for him, had the force out.
Biggest play of the game so far. Beautiful.
Andrew Koshi, like a wide receiver, towing the base, staying on it, and gets Kellenberg through 5 on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
The weekends are great and all, but we have something they don't. Our Mo Monday burrito deal. Enjoy your favorite burrito or bowl, plus free chips and salsa, all at a great price. We love Mo Mondays. Roll all in to Mo's Southwest Grill.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, sportscasts.
Under, and what a look.
Photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
We go to the 6th inning. John Downing still out on the mound with Kellenberg nursing a 3-0 lead. 6, 7, 8 due up in the Kellenberg order. And today's broadcast is sponsored by East Coast Youth Baseball. Visit eastcoastyouthbaseball.com today, and of course their phone number is 516-851-2612. Long Island's premier tournaments and leagues. Visit eastcoastyouthbaseball.com. So here's Peter Murphy. 1 for 1 on the day with a single and a walk. Ahead in the count, 2-0. Alongside Bob Alandro, I'm John Perez, and last inning for John Downing was the first 1-2-3 inning of this contest, and even though it's been a pitcher's duel, neither pitcher has made it easy on themselves from that standpoint, but either way, like you mentioned, Downing has settled down as Chaminade gets some activity in the bullpen. And a leadoff walk drawn by Murphy. And that'll bring up John Kwiatkowski.
First baseman, number 16, John Kwiatkowski.
Kwiatkowski 0 for 2 on the day, but reached on an error in the second. Came around to score on the 2 RBI single by Paul Napolitano. That made it 3-0 Kellenberg, and that's the score right now. And a pitch up and in to Big K, 1-0.
These last couple innings are huge. Always. If they get any more runs.
Well, and you'd have to imagine, too, for Kellenberg, perhaps they put a play on, a hit and run, didn't bunt on that first pitch. And I think Downing is trying to get Kwiatkowski to give his tell. Probably throwing over to first a couple of times.
Chaminade doesn't look like they're looking for a bunt.
And Downing gets strike 1. Count is 1-1. Downing retired 4 in a row before the walk. And misses outside again, 2-1. Kellenberg looking to take a 1-0 series lead in the final. As the count now even at 2-2. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Downstairs, ball 3.
Wow.
So Downing having a little difficulty looking for the strikeout pitch. And here is the payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4. So now Kellenberg gets the first 2 men on. Back-to-back walks issued by John Downing. And you'd have to imagine in Chaminade's bullpen, as they get...
Oh, it's pretty serious over there.
Yeah.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 15, Kenny Hirschfeld.
You would think they're bunting these 2 runners over, nobody out.
Anthony Prisano is warming up in the Chaminade bullpen. As Chaminade expects the bunt. Hirschfeld with a sacrifice bunt in the 2nd inning. And bunts it first base side. Job complete. As both runners move up, Murphy to 3rd, Kwiatkowski to 2nd. And that'll bring up Stephen Hardiman.
Now batting the left fielder, number 28, Stephen Hardiman.
Well, last time that Hirschfeld laid down a sac bunt, it led to a couple of runs for Kellenberg. As Chaminade will play the infield in again. 3-0 Firebirds in the top of the 6th. First pitch popped up. Shallow left. Might not be deep enough to get the run in as Katzman makes the grab. And the throw will come all the way home, but no advancement by Murphy, and that's a king-sized out number 2.
Oh, yeah.
Now batting the right fielder, number 6, Paul Napolitano.
So here is Napolitano. Had the big blow his last time up. As Pienkos is going to keep the lefty in against Napolitano, who was 1 for 2 on the day. That 2 RBI single made it 3-0. He was hit by a pitch his last time up. Chaminade has a base open. And a breaking ball swipes down low, 1-0. Pitch spins in for a strike, 1-1, and well, we've seen not really pitching around Napolitano. Downing looking for out number 3 here.
Yeah, he's going after him.
Murphy at 3rd, Kwiatkowski at 2nd. Here's the 1-1. Fastball hammered out to right. Boschnagel's there, and Downing gets out of it. He gets 2 big flyouts to leave Kellenberg stranded. 5.5 complete. 3-0 Kellenberg on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports. If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Ryan Gloop keeps chugging along. Through 5 innings, he's kept Chaminade one of the most potent offenses in New York State off the board, and he's been exceptional, Bob Melandro.
He's pitching like an ace. Beautiful. Nobody's warming up. It's his game. Question is, do they bring McCann in to close it out or Cozy if they need him in the 7th?
And now if you were to do that, you wouldn't contemplate that in this inning, right? It would only have to be for the 7th inning, or?
7th inning.
Okay. Well, Gloop so far today has only given up 2 hits. He's allowed 6 base runners as 4 walks and a hit by pitch.
Leading off for the Flyers, this shortstop, number 2.
As Nolan Naraki, the future Michigan Wolverine, will lead it off. 0 for 2 on the day with a fly out and a ground out.
4, 5, 6.
Bless you. Bless you.
So here is Gloop. And first pitch fastball peppered upstairs, 1-0. Gloop with the wind at his back. Misses again. Or excuse me, gets a strike, 1-1. A little bit of a delayed call.
Getting high.
And Gloop coming home with the 2-1. Chop towards the first base side, and that is picked up a tag, Gloop, and they did not get him as the ball popped out of the glove of Gloop. And it'll be an infield single for Naraki.
Looks like
and
it was a foul rather, right?
It looks like it was rolling foul, but here we see on the replay, Gloop might have touched it before it went.
Yeah, he could have let that go.
So Chaminade gets the leadoff man on. That's their 3rd hit of the game. And here is Matt Dieguez. Walked and was hit by a pitch in 2 plate appearances.
Got to do something here. Hit and run.
Dieguez hit .306 in the regular season. 3 home runs, 16 RBIs. Ahead in the count, 1-0. And Gloop gets the first strike. It's 1-1. And Gloop back-to-back strikes as he goes back to the well.
Somebody missed the sign.
What do you think the play was?
I don't know, but Mike's walking around over there. Somebody, he missed a steal or this guy missed something.
The runner's not going. 1-2 swing and a miss. Gloop flew a fastball by him for the 5th strikeout of the afternoon, and there's 1 away.
Nothing's bothering him. It's cool.
As Gloop again, rearing back when he needs an out and gets it. Here's Evan Boschnagel, 0 for 1 on day, a strikeout and a walk.
Now man, the right fielder, number 15, Evan Boschnagel.
This is inning 6 of 7. 3 7-inning games over the next 2 days if we need all 3, but if Kellenberg were to hold on and win Game 2, they would be this year's champions for the first time since 2017. Chaminade has won the last 2 championships in 2021 and in 2019. Of course, there was no championship in 2020. I know you're not of the school of saying that it would be a three-peat, but at least you could say it was the last 3 titles.
Yeah. Chaminade wins in bunches. Championships, it seems.
17 titles to date. Looking for number 18 either today or tomorrow.
There he goes.
Runner goes. The pitch is in for a strike. The throw down to second. Not in time. It's a stolen base for Naraki. It's his 12th stolen base of the year. And Chaminade has a runner in scoring position and 1 down. First time we've seen Napolitano throw from his knees. So Gloop ahead in the count, 1-2. And 2 just missed a little high. Deuce is wild. Rocky, the runner at second after his leadoff infield single. 2-2 pitch. 1 hopper to second, backhanded and stabbed at by Wasserman. As they'll fire over to first for the second out, but a productive out as Naraki will go to third. And that'll bring up Anthony Loads.
Number 7, Anthony Loads.
Big crowd here today.
Yeah, good crowd on both sides as they're filling up the left field line with beach chairs under the shade, and of course here in the bleachers. Kind of looks like a house divided, right? Over to the right, it's all blue behind the Kellenberg dugout, and to the left,
Red.
red, yep. First pitch from Loads goes out of play. Last time Loads was up, Chaminade had runners on first and second with 2 outs. And Gloop looked as if he had his back against the ropes, but
Wiggled out.
got out of it, and he got Loads to ground out to third. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's outside, 1-1. Loads this year hit .289, 5 extra base hits, a home run, and 11 RBIs. 1-1 pitch. In the dirt. Good stop by Napolitano, 2-1. And of course, with a bigger backstop, just shows how important these catchers are of keeping the ball in front of the plate.
Yeah, there's no screen back here like a high school.
Gloop with the 2-1. And that is hammered foul down the left field line. And Gloop a strike away from getting out of it. It's the first time all game Chaminade has had a runner at third. Gloop looking to keep the shutout intact.
Fastball.
Let's see, 2-2. And he just fouls off the fastball. Crowd on their feet, looking to Will Gloop out of it. Here's a 2-2. Hit on the ground is short. Murphy is there. Side retired. Ryan Gloop, 6 shutout innings. As Kellenberg is 3 outs away from taking Game 1 in the NSCHSAA Final.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
The weekends are great and all, but we have something they don't. Our Mo Monday burrito deal. Enjoy your favorite burrito or bowl, plus free chips and salsa, all at a great price. We love Mo Mondays. Roll all in to Mo's Southwest Grill.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, SPORTSCAST,
Under, and what a look.
photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Back here at Hofstra, or otherwise known as Kellenberg West, it is the Firebirds who lead it 3-0 in Game 1 of the NSCHSAA Final, as Kellenberg will have 2, 3, 4 due up in the order. But one thing to keep an eye on for, we'll have a pinch hitter. It will be Matthew Ingram, who is pinch hitting for Kellenberg in the spot of Brendan McCann. So perhaps as McCann goes to the bullpen, looking to lock down Game 1, and Hondo, this is going according to plan, at least in your book.
Yeah, it's a smart move. He's their ace. Pitches the 7th and starts the next game. If they want to start him, they'll have a game in hand. They can save him for the 3rd game if they want.
Very true, as Ingram started the year on the JV team and part of this added depth, only hitting 189 in limited at-bats. Against John Downing, who's looking to leave it all out on the field. And it fouled back to the screen. And Downing ahead 0-2. So it was Ryan Wasserman's RBI single in the first that made it 1-0, and then a 2 RBI single by Paul Napolitano as Ingram goes down on strikes.
Now batting the third baseman, number 31.
For the 7th strikeout.
Looks like they might be pulling him.
Yeah, Pienko's going out there, and he might be at his pitch limit.
Yeah.
It's a 105 limit, and there it is. So we'll get a new pitcher for Chaminade when we come back on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effect sets and music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email Jeff at varsitymedia.net.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effect set to...
Anthony Prizzano comes on in relief for Chaminade. After John Downing went the first 6 in the third, he allowed 3 runs on 6 hits. Only one of those runs was earned, though. You have to remember the error by John Kwiatkowski, prolonging the inning, and 3 walks and 7 strikeouts in 105 pitches. As this is Andrew Koshy, who's 1 for 3 on the day, hit a double to the left in the first. Since then, has struck out and flew out. And that one hits Koshy. And Kellenberg has a 1-out base runner.
Now batting the second baseman, number 2, Ryan Wasserman.
Pat Miles, him and his staff have done a great job getting his team ready for this game and this series.
Well, and what he's been able to do the last 2 years, of course, they were the number 1 seed last year.
Yeah.
This year, getting to the title game. You could throw the experience out the window. He knows what he's doing. As this one's flared out to left, Katzman coming on and going out as a shortstop, Naraki, and Naraki makes the grab, 2 down.
Now batting the catcher, number 24, Vincent Napolitano.
So that'll bring up Vincent Napolitano, who's 0 for 3 on the day. Chaminade in the bottom of the 7th inning will have 8-9-1 due up in the order against what you could assume is Brendan McCann. As no advancement by Koshy after that ball squibbed off the glove of Heckelman. Count 1-0. Well, Hondo, you'd have to imagine for Prizzano, his job here is just keep it at a 3-0 game and keep his team in this ball game.
Yes. Right now, three runs look insurmountable.
Yeah, the way that Ryan Gloop has been pitching.
Chaminade's flat. Been flat since the first inning.
That one lofted foul. And Prizzano ahead in the count, 1-2. Koshy with a medium-sized lead off of first. 1-2 pitch inside. Count 2-2. Peter Murphy would be next. He's 1 for 1 on the day with a couple of walks. 2-2, and that hit him.
Oh, boy.
So Prizzano has hit 2 batters. And Kellenberg now with runners on first and second. And 2 down for Murphy.
Now batting the shortstop, number 5, Peter Murphy.
And it looks like we'll get a pinch runner for Kellenberg.
Pinch running for the Firebirds, number 3, Brendan Connolly.
As that's Brendan Connolly, the senior, giving Kellenberg some speed at first.
Another one.
And that went up and in. And what are you seeing out of the mechanics from Prizzano that's not allowing him to find the strike zone?
I don't know. He could be nervous. He's all over the place. I haven't seen him all year.
Went upstairs with a fastball and got Murphy to chase, 1-1. Murphy's been on base all 3 times this game. And a fastball upstairs, 2-1. To 1 pitch. Inside as Kellenberg. Well, you said before the 3 runs seem insurmountable. If Kellenberg can get a couple of more runs on the board, This would feel like a 10-0 lead as Chaminade starts to stir in the bullpen again. 3-1 pitch, lined into right center field. That's down for a base hit. And Koshio round third. He's headed home. Here comes the throw. It's cut off. It's an RBI single for Peter Murphy. And Kellenberg leads it 4-0 in the 7th. Well, there's the much-needed insurance run for Kellenberg. You mentioned a 3-run lead insurmountable, and Kellenberg just pressing the gas pedal as they continue.
All with 2 outs.
So Napolitano now on at second, and here's John Kwiatkowski. Takes up and away, 1-0. And that'll cause Heckelman to go out to the mound. Joseph Shanis is warming up in the bullpen. Or no, check that. Excuse me. That's Antonio Tofano, the lefty, warming up with Chanis.
Which for Chaminade.
For Chaminade, yeah.
Wow.
And Pisano misses wide again.
Might be his last batter.
Yeah, Kenny Hirschfield on deck. Kellenberg with a run home in the 7th. Outside corner strike, 2-1. This inning started with John Downing striking out Matt Ingram. Was lifted because of his pitch count, a league-wide mandated 105 pitch cap. Pisano came on. A hit by pitch, a ground out, another hit by pitch, and then an RBI single by Peter Murphy. Here's a 3-1. Outside, ball 4. So the bases are loaded. As that'll bring up Kenny Hirschfield, and all the eyes look towards the Chaminade dugout.
There he comes. Got to get him.
So Pienkos will come out, and we'll have a pitching change as well. Kellenberg knocking on the door of opening this game up. Chaminade looking to keep it a 4-0 game when we return on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Here, fresh is what we do. From daily made faves like guac to mouth-watering protein like all-natural white meat chicken. Go ahead, crave, customize, and enjoy with your free chips and salsa. Roll all in to Moe's Southwest Grill.
If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Here, fresh is what we do. From daily made faves like guac to mouth-watering protein like all-natural white meat chicken. Go ahead, crave, customize, and enjoy with your free chips and salsa. Roll all in to Moe's Southwest Grill.
If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Antonio Tofano will try and keep Kellenberg's lead down to 4-0, and he's got his work cut out for him. The bases are loaded. There's 2 outs, and Kenny Hirschfield stepping up to the plate. A couple of sacrifice bunts and a ground out in 3 plate appearances against Tofano. who this year are 1-0 record, 0.00 ERA. And 11 2/3 of an inning, and Chaminade going to their closer in game one, trying to just keep this a 4-0 lead for Kellenberg. As Hirschfield will step up to the plate. And the first pitch hammered in for a strike, 0-1. Alongside Bob Melandro, I'm John Perez, and Hondo, you'd have to imagine for Kellenberg, a base hit here all but wins it for them.
Base hit here, busted it open.
But credit to Fano, he's come in and pumped in 2 strikes. Oh, 2 pitch upstairs. Count 1 and 2 on the setup pitch. Head with the 1-2. Just off the glove of Heckelman. Count 2 and 2. Kellenberg scored a run in the first, 2 in the second, added on an insurance run in the top of the 7th. That's where we stand right now, as Ryan Gloop has stifled the Chaminade offense through 6 innings. Here's the 1-2. Tapped up the middle. Noraki, he'll go the short way to get out number 3. But Kellenberg adds a run. They're 3 outs away from taking Game 1 of the NSCHSAA Final on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effect sets and music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email Jeff at varsitymedia.net.
Brendan McCann will come on to lock down the bottom of the 7th inning with Kellenberg leading 4-0. And, you know, Bob Melandro, one thing, and I'd love to talk these scenarios out here. So you've got McCann on, presumably for the last 3 outs. And you could do one of 2 things. You could start him in Game 2, or you could go to Andrew Koshy. I'll have you put your coaching hat on. If you were the coach, what would you do?
Well, we'll see how this inning goes with him. If it's an easy inning, if they want to go for the jugular, they start in the 2nd game. But if they go with Koshy, they got McCann for tomorrow. Should Koshy lose, and tomorrow Chaminade's coming with their number 3 or 4 at least against Kellenberg's ace. You know, so let's see how hard this inning is for him.
Well, and Kellenberg has some options, too. So if you were to go into the school of have McCann for these final 3 outs, and if it's easy, start him in Game 2. They've got Koshy. They've also got Big K at first, John Kwiatkowski, the pitcher going to Manhattan. So there's an opportunity here where you can get McCann. You can see how far you can get him in Game 2 and maybe have Koshy or Kwiatkowski if Kellenberg's got the lead to try and win it in 2.
Yeah, Miles got a couple of things he can do here. Of course, if this is a long inning,
throw it all out the window.
Throw it out the window.
Brian Heckelman, Aiden Katzman, and Nick Ungania in the bottom of the 7th.
Chaminade hasn't been in a game like this in 2 years. Behind.
Once they clear
Their only loss this year came in the 15th game of the year, a 1-0 loss to St. Anthony's. And swing and a miss at a first pitch fastball to Heckelman, who is 0 for 1 on the day with a walk and a flyout. Ryan Gloop started this game, went 6 innings. All scoreless, only gave up 3 hits, 4 walks, and struck out 5. Little number to third, charged by Koshi, belt high, and wings it over to first for the first out.
Now batting for the Flyers, the left fielder, number 21, Aiden Katzman.
You know, this might go understated, but Koshi's played a good third base today. And
Excellent. He's going to Wake Forest, committed as a junior. It's pretty big.
kind of helps when you got 90 miles an hour in that arm.
Yeah.
So here's Katzman, one of the 3 hits against Gloopy. It's that foul ball off the mask of Napolitano, 0-1.
He's taking a beating back there.
Yeah, took the foul ball off on the thigh, had to get water, was shaken up, and then came back into it. You know it's a good day if you're a catcher when you've got the welts, but your team wins.
Yeah.
0-1 downstairs, 1-1.
Overthrown a little bit.
You'd have to imagine the adrenaline's pumping too for McCann.
Yep.
As Kellenberg has Chaminade on the ropes. And another overthrown fastball in the dirt. It's 3-1. McCann behind in the count, 3-1. Comes home with the pitch. Yeah, it's a much-needed strike. It's 3-2. This one hit in the air out to center. Striding over. And making the grab for out number 2. As that was Matt Ingram, who stays on.
Now batting for center fielder, number 4, Nick Ungania.
Pinch hitter.
No, still Nick Ungania. And check that. That's Ryan Gaudioso out in center field. Kellenberg has their starting rotation is filled with two-way players, so it always shuffles the lineup. As Nick Ungania, the last hope for Chaminade, takes outside, count 1-0. Chaminade 21-1, only lost 1 game this year. And McCann 2 strikes away from handing Chaminade their 2nd loss of the year.
And the biggest game of the year.
Sweeping the season series against Kellenberg 5-0 and 4-0. But in game 1, it's the opposite. The Firebirds with a 4-0 lead. Michael Sweeney would be next on deck. Here's a 2-1. Fastball a little low, 3-1.
Good spot, hit it again.
3-1 pitch. Lined into left field, and Chaminade's not done yet. It's a single for Nick Ongania as it's scooped in by Hardiman. And that'll bring up Michael Sweeney. Just the 4th hit of the day for the Flyers.
Now batting the third baseman, number 5, Michael Sweeney.
So here's Sweeney, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. As Kwiatkowski will play behind the runner Ongania at first. Ongania with the stolen base, you'd imagine would be off, right?
There he goes.
Goes off with the first pitch, and first pitch is taken for a ball by Sweeney. Count 1-0. And McCann just misses again. 2 balls and no strikes. Three and 0.
Yeah, I would think this would take him out of starting next game.
Well, and if you're Sweeney, you're taking a pitch here.
Mm-hmm. Making him pitch.
So 4 straight out of the zone. And Chaminade's got runners on first and second and 2 outs. And we'll get a mound visit by Kellenberg.
How big is that 4th run?
Huge. Pat Miles, the head coach. Doug Coffey, along with Keith Couch, Mark Kirk, and Connor Powers, looking to get Kellenberg to this Game 1 victory. They're 1 out away. And it's the captain for Chaminade, Brady Steinert, who stands in the way of that.
Now batting the second baseman, number 1, Brady Steinert.
Does he move these runners over?
I'd imagine you want to keep the force in play. If you're Chaminade, you try to do that. The bunt is down by Steiner, and he fouls it off. Some action stirring in the Kellenberg bullpen.
Right-hander.
0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. And Chaminade's down to its last strike. Crowd getting into it. Here's the 0-2. Upstairs. 1-2. Game 2 will start around 2 o'clock. Keep it locked on Varsity Media. Here's the 1-2. Inside, 2-2.
Getting it out of the way. Try to get hit with that.
Yeah. Well, the tying run, Nolan Noraki, is on deck. McCann doesn't want to get to him, though. 2-2 pitch. Chop to third. Foul. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Socked into the left center field gap, and that's going to get down for a base hit, and Chaminade's on the board. In to score is Ongania. Sweeney's right behind him. He'll get there without a throw. It's a 2 RBI double for the captain, Brady Steinert, and it's 4-2. Well, Hondo, you knew eventually Chaminade would wake up.
Yeah, they woke up. They're acting like champions. And that's the taking him out. McCann's coming out. They're saving him. Turned out to be a long inning for him in relief.
And with that, he'll go to center field. And the new pitcher for Kellenberg is Michael Dote. And we'll take a break here. Dote looking to get the last out for the Firebirds on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Here, fresh is what we do. From daily made faves like guac to mouth-watering protein like all-natural white meat chicken. Go ahead, crave, customize, and enjoy with your free chips and salsa. Roll all in to Moe's Southwest Grill.
If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Michael Dote, the senior, looking to get out number 3 for the Firebirds as they lead it 4-2. Brady Steiner had a 2 RBI double to make this a 4-2 game, as it'll be Nolan Naraki standing in the way of Kellenberg, taking a 1-0 series lead in the NSCHSAA final. Alongside Bob Melandro, I'm John Perez, and we were teasing with the scenario of having McCann get the final 3 outs and perhaps start game 2, but Hondo, that's out the window now. It's up to Dote to get out number 3.
Yep. It's turned into a game a little bit here. That 4th run, amazing, right?
Well, and that means that Naraki is the tying run, the go-ahead run. Dieguez on deck.
Right.
Now batting for the Flyers, the shortstop, number 2, Nolan.
As Dote looking for his first save of the season, he picked up his first varsity win on May 13th against Archbishop Malloy, a 6-1 Firebirds win over the Stanners.
He pulls the ball here. Look at that space.
Plenty of space on the left side. Here's Naraki, who's 1 for 3 on the day. And that one chopped foul, and Dote gets strike 1. Dote will check the runner. Here's the 0-1. Fastball just misses. Count 1-1. We have not seen the low strike called yet.
No.
One pitch.
There it is.
Line drive, base hit center field. Rounding third and heading home is Naraki. He will score without a throw, and it's 4-3. An RBI single for Nolan Naraki as Sweeney touches up. And that means Chaminade will get the winning run to the plate in Matt Dieguez. Let's take another look at this. Good piece of hitting by Chaminade.
This is the kid they want up. Money player, look at him. Now he's got 11 stolen bases here. I would think you get a big lead, and he goes.
Well, he goes on the first pitch, and it hit him.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter anyway. Chaminade will have runners on first and second with 2 outs. The winning run goes to first. And here's Evan Boschnagel. By the way, that's the second time today that Dieguez has been hit. Third time he's reached base. as Pat Miles will go to the mound to talk to Dote.
What's the book on the hitter? Hitter zone, right? Anything in the season?
So here is Boschnagel, who this year, like we mentioned early on, a small sample size, but he's made the most of it, hitting .433 on the year. He's got some pop in the bat, a home run, 4 extra base hits. An extra base hit could win it for Chaminade. So the winning run at first, and the first pitch to Boschnagel, hit in the air out to right, settling over is Napolitano, and he makes the grab, and Kellenberg wins it. The Firebirds hold on for a thrilling 4-3 victory, and Hondo for Kellenberg, they can finally have a sigh of relief. They lead the series 1-0.
And hopefully that the Chaminade team woke up, and we got a beautiful game coming up.
Game 2 upcoming, but a standing ovation for Kellenberg
Tremendous.
from their crowd as they take a 1-0 series lead. Ryan Gloop pitched the first 6 innings of shutout ball. He only gave up 3 runs on... He's only given up, 3 shutout innings on 3 hits. 4 walks, 5 strikeouts as Kellenberg wins the first one, 4-3. Game 2 will be coming up next on the Varsity Media Sports Network at 2 o'clock. So we will step aside. This has been a presentation of the Varsity Media Sports Network. Be sure to watch this game and all archive games on the Varsity Media YouTube channel and visit varsitymedia.net.